You ask who I am, what path I walk. Then hear me well, for mine is not a tale of peace nor love, nor a hearth warmed by kin. It is a tale of steel and loss, of oaths bound in blood and war. Once my name was Liv. That name meant life, but the gods, in their cruel wisdom, saw fit to take all I loved and forge me anew in fire and sorrow. Now, I am Noomi, and I am guardian. I was born when the winters bit deep and the seas hung heavy with ice, in a land where men carved their names into history with the edge of their axes. My father, a mighty warrior of Icelandic blood, turned his back on the gods of old, swearing himself to the Christ God. He thought faith would shield him. He thought belief would bring him peace. But in the north, a blade is worth more than a prayer, and the gods do not forget those who betray them. My father's own shield brothers turned against him. They did not slay him in battle, where he might find honor. No, they struck him down like a beast, laughing as his lifeblood darkened the snow. I was but a child, forced to watch as they hacked him to pieces. My mother wailed, but she was powerless. And I swore that day that I would never be weak. I trained, I fought, I bled. I became the storm they feared, faster than the eye could follow, striking before the enemy knew they were doomed. My name became a whisper in the long halls of warriors. But even I could not stand against what came next. The sky darkened, the land trembled. The Tallman came, and with him, a horde of beasts that knew no fear, no pain, no end. They were not men, but creatures that devoured all before them. I fought. We all fought. But against such a tide, even the mightiest warriors fell. And then she came. Satyana. Like fire and shadow she was, her skin dark as embers, her long hair flowing as though caught in a wind unseen. She was not of this world, nor any world I knew. She did not ask for my worship, nor did she demand my kneeling. Instead, she gave me a choice. Die with my kin, forgotten in the snow, or rise and fight a war greater than any I had known. I chose the path of the Guardian. To become Guardian is no easy thing. It is no mere oath sworn over mead and fire. It is a breaking of all that came before, a stripping of flesh and soul, reforging them into something mightier. My armor became as a second skin, cobalt blue and living, shifting like the tide, repairing itself when torn. My weapons became an extension of my will, a sword of the old ways, and a tiger's claw that rends through enemies like parchment. And then there was time. Time, the thing no warrior can best, and yet it bows to me. I bend it in battle, slowing it to a crawl as my foes stumble, only to strike them down with the swiftness of the storm, speeding time, so that my blade meets its mark before my enemy draws breath. It is my gift, my curse, my weapon. Of all the battles I have fought, none tested me more than the mission Satyana gave me next. I was to return to Earth, to watch over a child, one who would be more than he seemed, though he knew it not. His name was Christopher. Yet I was not sent as warrior, nor guardian. I was given another face, another life. I became Desi, a child among his kind, a girl no different from the rest. I played beside him, laughed with him, walked with him. He knew not what I was, nor did I speak of it. He knew only that I was his friend. And I watched. I watched the bruises he hid, the sorrow in his eyes. I watched the way his steps slowed as he neared his home, the way his laughter dimmed in the presence of the one he called Warden. My hands burned to strike, to break this man who wielded cruelty like a blade. But Satyana's command was clear: do not intervene, not yet. And then one day, I was gone. The mission ended. I was called back to war, and the boy forgot me, as mortals do. But the bond remained, buried in time, waiting. The Tallman still walks the stars. His horde still spreads like a plague, devouring, enslaving, burning. I have stood against them for centuries, blade in hand, time bending at my will. I have fought beside warriors forged in suns, beings of power that would make gods tremble. And yet, Despite all my battles, I know this war is far from over. Christopher will remember. One day he will understand why I was there. And when that day comes, he will know that he is not alone. I am Noomi, guardian of the Purview. I have no home, no past, no future. Only the fight, only the war, only the mission. And I will fight until the last star burns out.